How should you structure a React project? Have you ever asked yourself that question when starting a new React app? Whether it's a tiny side project or a big production app, I'm pretty sure we've all wondered, what's the best way to structure this so it looks clean and scales well later? Well, here's the truth. There's no official standard. Since React is just a library, not a full-blown framework, it doesn't force you into any specific folder structure or project layout. This video is based on personal experience and research gathered by Chung, one of the new writers here at AlgoSync. Let's dive in and see how to structure a React project the smart way. The philosophy, structure, based on scale. First, let's clarify this. A React project should be structured based on the size of the app and its complexity. The bigger the project, the more important it becomes to separate concerns, reuse logic, and isolate features. So, here's a general structure I recommend for most small to medium React projects with explanations for each folder. Let's go through each of them. First up, the Assets folder. This is where you keep all your static files and media. That means things like images, fonts, icons, and any global CSS or SCSS files you're using. Basically, anything that doesn't involve logic, just visual or media resources, belongs here. Next, we have the Components folder. This is where all your shared UI components, things like buttons, modals, inputs, and so on. If a component is used in multiple places throughout your app, it belongs here. The goal is to keep your UI consistent and avoid repeating the same code over and over. Now let's talk about the Pages folder. Each file in here represents a root in your app. Basically, these are your screen-level components. This setup helps you clearly separate the layout and logic of entire pages from the smaller, reusable UI pieces. It keeps your app easy to navigate, both for users and for developers. Moving on to the Routes folder. This is where you define all your app's routes and set up React Router. Keeping your routing configuration here makes it easy to manage, especially as your app grows. It centralizes everything, so you're not hunting down route logic scattered all over the place. Now let's talk about the Hooks folder. This is where your custom React hooks go, and yes, you'll definitely end up creating some. Use this folder to store reusable logic that's not tied to the UI. And here's a quick tip. Always prefix your hooks with use to follow React convention, like useauth or usefetch. It keeps your logic clean, shareable, and easy to understand. Now let's look at the Utils folder. This is where you keep helper functions, the kind of logic that doesn't belong to any specific feature. It's great for things like formatting dates, parsing data, or generating random strings. A quick tip. Centralize your logic here to avoid repeating the same code across different parts of your app. Let's talk about the Context folder. If you're using the React Context API for things like global state, themes, authentication status, or language settings, this is where you should keep it all organized. Each context file usually includes a create context call, a provider component, and any default values or logic that goes with it. Keeping your context in one place makes it easier to manage shared state across your app. And finally, the Styles folder. This is where you keep global styling files, themes, variables, and any utility classes you've defined. Whether you're using plain CSS, SCSS, Tailwind CSS, or another styling system, having a dedicated place for global styles keeps everything tidy and easy to maintain. It's especially useful for making design changes that affect the whole app. Let's quickly cover app.jsx and main.jsx. App.jsx is your main application shell. This is where you set up your routes, context providers, and overall layout. Then main.jsx is the root entry point. It's responsible for rendering your React app into the document object model. Together, they form the starting point for your entire React application. As your project grows, especially when teams get bigger and your app's business logic becomes more complex, you might want to consider a different approach to structuring your code. That's where feature-sliced or domain-driven design comes in. If you're curious about those two, check out the feature-sliced design document link that I'll attach under the description part. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more React tips and tutorials. Got questions or want to share how you structure your projects? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next one.